Hmm. Tak jo, vítám vás u dalšího Kingdom of Amalur. Hra, která se pomalu blíží ke svému konci. Posledně jsme se vrhli do posledního DLCčka, které reálně vyšlo dřív než to DLCčko, co jsem zahrál předtím, takže jdu ještě do místa, kde budou slabší potvory, než doteďka byly. A posledně jsme se tak nějak vydali na Pirátský ostrov a i když kapitánka říkala, že nejspíš všichni zemřeme, ale že mě sem chce odvést, tak jo. Poměrně dost jich zemřelo, ale tady je vidíme, tak uvidíme, co bude mít.
Wow! I did not foresee such a horrendous disaster. Too bad.
To je světa.
Everything in its right place? Most of the others were killed. It wasn't quick. I heard their cries in the fog, but I couldn't do a thing.
Budeme hodní.
No one is sorrier than I am. Those men and women were my family. Traveling as I do, there aren't many opportunities for closeness. I found that on the Calamity. Found it and lost it. Good thing Tari is still with me. Well, mostly. Without a ship, I no longer possess any authority, so I defer to you. There is a flooded cavern down the beach. It may lead us to shore, although it appears to be blocked. I could try cobalt explosives. I keep a few in my pack, but I can't be certain of the outcome. To be honest, I don't even know if they work. No time to jaw.
No. Nezlobím se, když tu jsou lidi s legendárními věcmi. Nechci.
I'll see to it. My cobalt explosives. No time to jaw.
Jo. To tu myslím vlastně je, že tu můžu se sbírat všechny ty lahve, to jsem se díval na achievementy. Ale mají tu hezké prostředí, ne že ne? A u těch DLCček aspoň jde vidět, že posunuli mechanik. Že už ty postavy a něco se tam prostě sem tam děje, není to jenom jako... Box bereme. Jako vypadá to aspoň trošku živěji.
I'm lost.
Skáv. Jo, to jsou ti noví enemáci tady.
This cavern is our only hope. Let's go.
Ale tohle je třeba zajímavá myšlenka. Pirátské dobrodružství, kde budou prostě velcí brouci.
I'm lost.
Můžeš to prosím tě odpalit, holka.
Explode this next thing. Lost.
Tohle opravdu miluju, když ti postava říká, že se ztratila, když je tu jedna jediná cesta. Aspoň, že ty lokace v DLCčku vypadají líp.
Jabbering jellyfish. I'm out of explosives. And we're so I can hear the waves on the sand. One of us is going to need to
Holka,
find
já
some
už
way
dávno
to get us
bombu
through
mám.
this wall. And by someone, I mean you. You see, I don't swim. Or did I fail to mention that?
To je taky jako skvěle, když ti kapitánka
Be creative.
námořní lodi řekne, že já neumím plavat.
Can't swim. Are we there yet?
No dobře, tak říká, že nemůže. Jako Kent, takže... Takže se jí spíše nechce asi, tak bych to řekl.
Here we go.
Gallows End. Pa.
Amazing! We survived! I didn't want to say anything in the cavern, but I was betting against us. In the words of my dear departed mother, always prepare for the worst, for it'll probably happen. There looks to be a settlement on the beach. Come, let's see who's at home. That village looks like with starving inhabitants and looming gallows. Perhaps someone there can help us. All right then.
Vesnička.
You're leading this mission now. You might want to introduce yourself. All right then.
Blesses us with another lost soul. Welcome, stranger. I am Alder Malloy, and you've arrived at Cape Solace just in time. Tell me, how have you come to find yourself upon our shore? Very well. But Akara embraces all who wash upon his shore broken and alone. That is why Cape Solace exists, to tend to those lost in life's storm. But beware. There is one on this island who seeks to ruin us. He is called Dead Kell, and he lurks beyond the safety of our village, always watching, always waiting. We must be vigilant. Once you cross the river into the forests beneath the keep, you are at the mercy of the wilds. Then you will fit in well, for keeping the village strong is truly a group undertaking. We get by with Akara's blessing and providence, of course. You may stay with us for as long as you wish, but might I suggest that you find a way to make yourself useful? We all must do our part. He is this island and everything on it. His power and wisdom give us direction, help us to chart a course through the thundering storm of this mortal life. Akara has been a part of Gallows End since before the first castaway dragged his boat ashore and kissed the damp sand beneath his feet. We here in Cape Solace worship Akara because it is he who provides safety, sustenance, and sense of purpose. I once captained my own craft. I was a thief and a smuggler. But all that changed when I found myself here, upon this mysterious shore. Akara blessed me with a second chance. That is what he does. He shows you what is possible. He shows you the fates of which you've never fathomed. I met Bridget, another castaway. And later we had our beloved niece. All the happiness I'd ignored in my early life were suddenly mine. He and his hanged men are not welcome near our village. Akara has made it so. The fallen sun stalks the forest and coasts of Gallows End, but he is a prisoner here as much as anyone. One day, Akara will rid us of him once and for all. I prefer the rolling tides of the Frostbreak to any grassy plain or hillside. I have lived a life adrift, seeing the world and meeting interesting people. All who find themselves on these white sand beaches have been drawn by Akara. Here you will discover many mysteries, but none more important than what to do with this opportunity. Who will you be when you leave Gallows End? The same person who came? Or someone else entirely? She means well, but like all children, she craves freedom and independence. She will learn to respect boundaries. This is an island, after all. He's a funny one, plagued by delusions and inspiration. I've known Akara to touch people, but Paddy acts more touched in the head than blessed. Ever since he arrived, Paddy has had a covetous eye on Gravehall Keep. I don't know what it is about that old ruin that so bewitches him. Magical deviants like their master, the Hanged Men, terrorize any who brave the wilderness. Bloodgrin stalks the docks of Kells Harbor to the west, while the Baronet rules the mountains in the north, haunting its peaks and twisted islands. Worst of them all is the Whispering Witch. We never know where she will strike next.
I don't know about you, but all of this talk about Akara is unsettling. I'm going to ask around about ways to get off the island, since I'm almost certain we're not going to want to stay. We'll have to secure another vessel. From the looks of it, we can venture past the reef. In the meantime, I'll ask you to scour the beaches for survivors of our wreck. I fear that we may be all that's left of the calamity. Such a possibility has left me agitated. I try not to worry. Anxiety doesn't agree with me. I throw up. That's the spirit! I knew taking you on board was the right idea. That fortune teller didn't know what she was talking about. I will stay here and speak to Alder about a boat. And I'll have them send men to fetch Tari from the sandbar. I'll have Dead Kel's head if it's the last thing I do. What was left of the ship drifted towards a cove past the eastern cliffs. I'd search there first, and I'd hurry. Bring them back.
I see you've got a captain among you. Now, be well posh.
Hello there, Castaway. I've heard about you. You're the one what brought the captain. She's a quirky sort. Not that I'm judging. Anything I can do to make you more comfortable? Without his gift of endless comfort, I never could have faced the days alone. Everything I am now is because of him. I have seen him just the once. He was poking his skull-white face out from one of the western fastings. Scary? Bah, not in the slightest. Only cowards lurk about in the mud and take what doesn't belong to them. You're scarier than he is. My husband was killed in the wreck of the Blue Sabre, along with our children. Fauna, Peter, and little Gwen. It was not easy, especially during the first years. But with Akara's grace, I moved past the grief and flourished. Getting marooned here was a blessing. People are always happy to see my face. That's because I'm the
Ve
one who
Vajce
gets
jsme měli
things.
Red Saber, tady je Blue
Besides,
Saber.
People
Super.
only wish to return to the mainland if they have something to return to. I don't have this problem. Haunted, cursed, damned. All of them apply to Gravehall. No one has set foot beyond those walls in years. It's a place left to the ages. Don't let Padrig and his friends. Oh, I could tell you a thing or two about Padrig Dower, but I won't. Too much of a lady I am. Paddy wishes only to serve in the highest company. The rest of us are scuttle in his eyes. He and his friends can keep their own counsel, if you ask me. I'll see you around.
Mhm.
I'm surprised you're still here. Must be all the talk about a car. All right. Always a pleasure. Nice to see you.
Please, help yourselves to our many blessings. Akara has made it known that we are chosen.
What do you want? I have no interest in speaking with strangers. I wish to be left alone. The world is full of chaos, of tragedy and change. Akara is the certainty, the island in a sea of sorrow. I had no faith when I arrived here. A girl with no future, no hope. Now I know what I must do. Akara has blessed me with purpose. He was little more than a scalawag when I met him. A bandit without a band. All he needed was a bit of direction. That was me. If I had a childhood, I do not recall it. My only memories are of the slavers inflicted on my parents, and of the day they marooned me here to save food. My early years were spent scrounging to survive among the rocks. That was until Alder crashed here, and we began to work together, to find hope in the wreckage. That is when Akara spoke to us, and when we knew a village must rise. I cannot imagine a better place to grow and flourish. She has made this island her own, our Nina, and when Alder and I are gone, she will lead these people. Bless you.
Okay. Co pod náma? Aha.
Well. The soaked and straggly survivor looking for a little comfort. Look elsewhere, friend. He's a tyrant, nothing more. We're captives here so long as Akara guides us. All my life I've heard of his benevolence, his protection. What's he protecting me from? I'll tell you. Freedom. A whole world awaits us beyond these shores. A world I'll never discover. He keeps the village together, but sometimes that's not enough in a leader. I won't say more. I don't know you. You'll get used to it. We don't have much, but we get by. If you're not one for cooperation, then you'd best find a camp of your own. Many years ago, this island belonged to the Dread Pirate. It was his lair, a place where the justice of the Alfar held no sway. But time passed, as it always does. His influence here has waned. I wouldn't let it keep you from slumber. I was born and raised on this island. I know many of its secrets. At least those it's willing to share with me. While I feel at home on Gallows End, I want nothing more than to leave it. Between Akara, Dead Kell, and my father, there's no room left for the rest of us. I keep the village of Cape Solace in wild game, for when the sea is stingy with its yield. I also scour the forests and cliffs for plants, for our village alchemists. However, most people on Gallows End only know me as Alder's daughter. Till I escape this place, I'll never be anything more than that. Never quite fit in with the rest of us in the village. Didn't do his part, carry his load. Apparently he's got other plans. I don't know why my father put up with him. Goodbye.
Okay. No, pajzlík.
What the reef brought
To je
ashore
gnomík.
this time. I am Padrig Dower. My friends call me Paddy, but I have few of those here in the village. I
Má nějakou
assume
vlastní
dear
frakci.
Alder's given you the welcome speech? Poor, foolish man. It's getting crowded down here, you know. Pity we can't move, some of us at least, up to the keep on the hill. Alder's god. I don't know if he's real or not, but I know I don't believe in him. What kind of god only protects you if you stay within these random borders and every few years sacrifice someone to him? Alder's god. I don't know if he's real or not, but I know I don't believe in him. Alder's a fine fellow. Just ask him. He'll tell you himself. You may have gathered, he and I don't see eye to eye on some things. Alder's a fine fellow. Just ask him. He'll tell you himself.
Musím
None
s
of
ním
us
mluvit
are here
dvakrát,
by
aby se to...
choice, so I try not to judge too harshly. But if I may be crass, they're a bunch of damn sheep, these people. Not all of them, of course. Keen Lan, they're good folks. Myfa too. The rest I wouldn't miss. It's safe, that's for certain. Real or not, that doesn't mean I have to worship him like the... Raised by humans, trained by the master, and nothing but a sour malcontent if most of Cape Solace is to be believed. You'd be wise to steer clear of me. Praise Akara now and then and start making your new life here. Thing of beauty, isn't it? Nothing like the great city of Odessa, of course, but just as breathtaking. Please excuse my enthusiasm. I was an architect back in the world. If you want a nicer place to live, and you aren't afraid of spirits, I can help you get that keep. Interested? It's not haunted. Cursed, maybe, but not haunted. It's locked and it's crawling with those damn scabs. And something else inside that's loud as hell. Every so often, someone gets an idea to sneak in. Most don't get as far as the door, and those who do never come back. I've gotten as far as the top of the wall to have a peek inside. It wasn't easy, but I had a good enough look to know I'd better climb right back down and think of something else. Everything else, I know from the dream. Fantastic! Let me know when you're ready to go, and we'll be off. Come on, then. I'll lead the way, but stay close. Alder's god doesn't protect us outside Cape Solace. Goodbye.
Můžeme jít s ním, uděláme ten questík aspoň.
See? What did I tell you? Magnificent. Bit worse for wear after a couple centuries. Fix? Let's see if this key still works. Bye. Don't let them swarm. This keep is not haunted. It is overrun. Monsters, not phantoms, inhabit its dark hallways. I'll leave it behind for the keep the first chance I get. The dream is still mostly mist and darkness, but bits and pieces return to me when I concentrate. Though I don't remember all the details, I believe the memory is guiding my discoveries and inspirations. The Diverger built Gravehall Keep and all the fashions around the island. A whole tunnel network built for defense. No one knows why they left the island, but it's clear they left in a hurry. Soon to be master builder of Gravehall Keep, if you please. Should you see fit, of course. Or just call me Paddy. We've seen scavs, but nothing more fearsome. These must be the spirits that haunt this place. Goodbye. You've beaten back the beasts. You've braved the shadows. You've earned the right to claim the seat. Sit upon the throne. You are the rightful ruler of Gravehall now. It is finally time for you to claim the throne.
Tak to vypadá, že tady jsem si dobil sídlo, které teďka budu moc velebovat, tak zase.
Goodbye. This is remarkable. You've done it. For years, the villagers of Cape Solace have been too craven to enter this great hall. And here you are, freshly washed ashore, and you march right
Se dalo
in
čekat,
and
že tu budeme
take it.
zvelebovat, když nás vedl architekt.
Haunted? Never. Just a few small beasts. Nothing you couldn't handle. Guess the keep had one more surprise left for us. But now, the keep is yours. You're the first master of the keep in nearly 500 years. If you're willing to believe all the legends, let me be the first to offer you my services, my liege. Can't say I miss it, but I think it's our duty to offer them any help they need. My liege, I am glad you asked. I've been ruminating over this beautiful structure, devising plans for its improvement. I'll start by restoring the keep inside and out, but I also feel the need for a beast pen in the courtyard. I could easily add that at the same time. I just need you to get me 2 bundles of beech stone, 3 bundles of emberwood, and 3 bundles of sailcloth. Yes, it will allow us to take full advantage of the island's diverse variety of beasts. Of course, we'll soon need to find a suitable beast master to run it. I think I might know just the man, but we'll get to that later. You should be able to find enough to salvage at Scuttle Beach. Locations for you to search on your map. I'll get to work as soon as you're back. The Diverga employed scores of indigenous beasts of this island, training them and harnessing them into service. Emberwood, sailcloth, bear hide, sea steel, and beech stone. They can all be found in sufficient quantities around the island, but not always in the
Takže místo bych mu platil, tak budu muset sbírat surky. To je takové.
When you have all the bundles of materials I asked for, I can begin construction. Bye.
No, tak to bychom mohli tady. Stone.
Lo, we sing of good kings shipborne and stout, from fasting waked and white wind whispered. He was Ulfston chief, father of foundlings, boasted and beloved. With bitter mandate they laid him upon a serpent steed. Kin kissed the brow and wept, tears into the flames, until mournful billow and scarlet banner bore him north. Treasures heavy upon his heart. The great blaze bloomed, jewel bright and wild, a dark night lit by kingly fire.
Nesta doesn't think we can deal with the infestation. I've told her I'd take care of it. Why haven't I? Well, it's complicated. All my life I was a follower of Lyria. And how did she help me? I was poor, I was hungry, I was miserable. Here on Gallows End I can see the effects of Akara's power. He provides. That's more than I can say for my father's gods. Gallows End is like every other challenge I faced in my life. Every day is a struggle to survive. My mother died when I was young, and my father was a thief. I was half-starved when Lord Pennion caught me snatching gold from his pocket. Instead of tossing me into Rathir prison, he gave me a chance to work off my punishment. I became a servant in his great house. And that's where I first met Nesta. We had not spoken a word to each other before the crash. Now, we are husband and wife. I do not mind the villagers. Not as much as my wife does, that is. They are a devout group, sheltered by their island god, Akara. Everyone here is needy. I don't see any reason why we can't look to the powerful for protection. I've only seen the pirate once. I was hiking the cliffs alone to pull in the morning's catch. The black ship Requiem was sailing out toward the sunrise, its rigging decorated with stark black gulls and corpses. We are truly blessed that he cannot come near the village. Akara be praised. They are dwarf mariners, small but sturdy sea folk who rule the kingdoms and islands north of Erethel. Don't be fooled by their size. They are fierce. We are able to get by on fish from the frostbreak and the plants we grow on the bluffs. There is no beyond the village. Beyond the forests is the realm of beasts and pirates. We are safe so long as we stay near Cape Solace together. The Diverger built quite a fortress for themselves. It's a shame they couldn't overcome their fears and stay. What a waste. So long.
You must be one of the new arrivals. Tell me, did Cape Solace drive you out as well? I am Nesta Gwynedd. My husband Cadwallon and I have only been here a short time, but we've managed to eke out a tolerable existence on our own. We did, before the scav infestation. I have encountered many fanatics in my time, and none are so zealous as Alder Malloy. In the few months that we've been here, he's tried to convert me twice. Never trust a man who lets his faith speak for him. Alder and his people preach community and hope, yet they cast out any who do not view their beloved Akara as the sun and the moon. I have my own gods, thank you. We don't need to fear the Pirate King. His realm is to the west, deep on the coast. They say he's been killed before, but that the flames of the afterlife buoyed his rise back to Earth. It's enough to give one shivers. You can find them all over the Frostbreak Sea, from west of here to the Near East and the Obsidian Isle. The Diverger are a stern and superstitious lot. They claim the oceans as their own, and frown on anyone who wishes to challenge that authority. Life on the island would be unbearable if not for Cadwallon. So many in the village have been torn from their loved ones. Not I. It is the wreck that brought my love to me. Wouldn't I love to move our camp up behind those tall, strong walls? But that's not possible. Gravehall is cursed. Nothing good has ever come to those who enter its vast shadow. In fact, none of them have ever returned. I was born an heir to the great House Penion, reigning high on the spire in Rathir. My life was one of study, tradition, and endless possibility. That all changed the day my father's ship was caught in a hurricane off the coast of Erethel. I awoke a week later, here on Gallows End, in the gentle, healing arms of my Cadwallon. It was like I was reborn. I know them from the songs of my father's crew, low-born men and drunkards mostly. According to legend, the Hanged Men are said to be the fiercest pirates in all of Amalur. How such criminals manage to ever work together is beyond me. Several months ago, my husband and I started a garden on Storm Point. It has saved our lives. Thanks to this secret spot, we've been able to fill the village stores to brimming. Now, however, scavs seem to have taken a keen interest in Storm Point as well. They wish not to fill their stores, but their bellies instead. If your goal is to ingratiate yourself to the inhabitants of this island, you've chosen the right path. You have my thanks, and the thanks of those who wish to eat. Come, we will take you to Storm Point. It's not far, just past the boundaries of Cape Solace and Gravehall Keep. Storm Point is the best place on Gallows End to grow food. If you don't believe me, check the village stores. It's just up ahead a bit. Let's go.
scavs will know we're coming. Ugh, those little monsters can hear the hair stand up on the back of your neck. We could certainly use some assistance with those scavs. We can handle 1 or 2 at a time, but not a brood such as that. Eat scavs.
Okay. Toto vybijeme.
Thank you. Our stores were running low, and it's not as easy as you'd think to gather food in these treacherous lands. There are others in the village that could use your help. In fact, I was planning to ask someone to venture down to Scuttle Beach. I saw a ship before the scavs moved in. I'm convinced it ran aground on the rocks below, but I can't be sure. Someone should check for survivors. I am forever...
Okay, no. Já jsem se chtěl podívat tady. Jak se dostat dolů? Jimmy. Se ještě dál nedostaneme. To bude jeden z východů asi.
The pleasure is mine. I've done my best to adjust to Cape Solace, but it's a feeble pantomime of my life before. Once I spoke for mighty Rathir, its youngest envoy ever by decades. Now I dole out chores for a little man living on a beach. When great powers speak to each other, it has often been with my own voice. I have a way of getting people to ask for what they really want and accept what I am offering. My gifts failed me, however, when the first sparks of the Crystal War ignited. Perhaps nothing could have stopped it, but I still feel culpable. Perhaps, in my service to Gravehall, I can atone for my failings and bring the peace that eluded me. No one here has been kinder to me than Paddy. I admire his stubborn refusal to accept any setback. Honestly, I count him as my best friend. The pleasure was mine.
Dobře. Aha, týpek v kleci.
At last! I thought the crabs would pick my bones clean. You must set me free. Those louts can't have gotten far, if they're still alive, that is. They'll pay for their crimes, I promise you.
Olaf.
Don't loosen my tongue when they talk of gods. I can kill a man as quickly as any god. Save your prayers, my friend. I've seen statues with more life in them than this lot. Pray and fish, fish and pray. Someone slay me, please. Sure, I've heard the stories. Who hasn't? My mum used to tell me that Dead Kell would sell me into slavery if I didn't leave my mucky boots at the door. A whole lot of nonsense. A smart man could make this rock his fortress, his kingdom. All of this salvage just waiting here to be put to use. As for those fools in Cape Solace, they'll pray to ghosts, to figments of their own imaginings. A Kara? Ha! I've seen more powerful gods at the bottom of a bottle. I've done my share of work. Snappetier, worked the Wolds' farmlands, even fought as a soldier along the Tawili coast. I don't like to stay in one place. I want to taste everything life has to offer. The last thing I want to do is collect dust. Thought the prison ship would take me someplace exciting. And here I am. The rogues on our prison galley cracked me upside the skull and dragged me in here. Now I know why they were in such foul moods all the time. Be a friend and free me. The lock requires a key, but it should be somewhere nearby. In the wreckage, I'd wager. Then you have my thanks. There's one honourable soul to another. The key was last seen on the bosun's belt, but he's nothing but bones now. I'd follow the crabs. Little buggers appear to have quite the hunger for rotting flesh. Crabs pick through most of the bodies. You might have to kill a few and check their little stomachs. It's filthy work, I know, but it's the only way. Carry on.
Okay. Každopádně tady to ukládáme a jdeme na další hru, což bude Harry Potter. Tak zatím ahoj a uvidíme, jak se to vyvine dál.